Financial Times going with, Francis, based on your cynicism towards the Daily Mail's financial arguments?
Well, I actually think this is a very interesting story, Simon. And the FT goes with the order books of the world's biggest defence companies are near record highs after growing by more than 10% in just 2 years because of rising geopolitical tension, including the conflict in Ukraine. And what this is actually saying is that we are going from what is called a unipolar world, which is America is a policeman of the world, to a world where we have China, we have Russia, who are now starting to compete with the United States. As a result of that, we have more and more conflicts that are starting to arise. We've seen the Middle East, we've seen Ukraine. There have been rising tensions between Azerbaijan and Armenia. We've seen the threat of war between Venezuela and Guyana over oil. And as a result of that, there's always going to be winners, and the winners, lo and behold, are the arms companies who are rubbing their hands.
Industrial complex, as always.
Yes.
I mean, it's interesting, the Ukraine one. I mean, I think a lot of people said right from the get-go that was being provoked quite nakedly by military-industrial complex interests in America, that they were pushing for war, even as there were other actors who were trying to take the heat out of the situation. But I think that's run its course. Honestly, I don't think it's going to go on for very much longer.
You don't think the war in Ukraine is good? Well, why do you say that?
Because Ukraine is running out of...
Because the average soldier is 57
Yeah, they're just running out of men to
now.
fight, and they've released extraordinary guidelines now as to who is eligible to fight and who must come back and put on uniform. It's too depressing to... I mean, it would be black comedy if it wasn't real. It's extraordinary.
Well, it sounds like Dad's Army, doesn't it?
Having two missing feet is no longer, an adequate dispensation to get you signed off. I just think the numbers, the demographics, tell their own story there. Whether or not the Middle East is going to continue to fuel defence spending, and I mean, that's basically a US decision, isn't it? It's how much money America put into Israel. But I don't know. Do you feel it's a more dangerous world? What do you think, Cressida? Does it feel like...
Well, we know about the danger now, don't we? We've all got
Yeah.
Twitter and we can see it. I mean, yeah, it's terrifying, isn't it? I can't see defence spending going down.
No.
Doesn't seem likely, does it? If you're going to invest, I would invest in this stuff.
It's very rarely been a bad call, it has to be
Right.
said, over the years. Tobacco's the other one that's reliable.
Oh.
God, what a miserable world.
Yeah.
Never mind.